So for this heartbeat, I am going to be talking about pressures and how it played a role in my life. So basically what happened to me is both of my parents were alcoholics, and that made me feel like I had to protect my siblings from those dangers, and I set unrealistic expectations for myself, and I put loads of pressure on myself that was not needed. And because I started doing that with myself and my family, it translated into my schoolwork, and it started to make me feel just dumb and stupid because I couldn't understand some stuff. And so I always just kind of felt weird about myself, and I didn't feel right because I put pressures that I didn't know I had on myself, which was very hard for a very long period of time. And God just one day, kind of out of the blue, pointed it out to me, and it was like a weight being lifted off of me. It felt amazing because I actually understood what I was doing. So through that, I was able to start working on not putting pressure on myself, but I still struggle with it. It's definitely not easy to navigate through, but it's not impossible. It's something that I think a lot of people do, and I think it's because of certain reasons and aspects of what happens to them. But that's about it. So, yeah.
Hey guys, thank you Devlin for sharing that heartbeat. The main point of it all was she was putting too much pressure on herself and unrealistic expectations on herself, when in reality that wasn't supposed to be her role, that wasn't supposed to be her main responsibility. And God really pointed that out. She feels like a weight has been lifted off of her. And I like what she said at the end. She's like, yeah, I'm working on it. It's not easy, but it's also not impossible. I have a similar story. When I was in high school, I put way too much pressure on myself to take care of my mom and make sure she was okay and make sure she wasn't by herself. And it even got to the point where I felt bad about leaving the house. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why do I feel bad? Like, I have to go to school. I'm going to youth group, or I'm going to church. Why do I feel bad about leaving her? She'll be fine. But God really points out to me, he's like, hey Steph, you put all this pressure on yourself to take care of her when there are things that she just has to figure out. I had to realize, and God had to show me, that there were things that I couldn't help her with. Some of it was unhealthy because our roles had kind of reversed. In some ways, I felt like I was being more of a mom to her than she was to me. God pointed out those elements, and he really showed me, like, this is why you're feeling bad. You're putting all this pressure on yourself, and it's not your job, it's not your responsibility. Discussion or like things to think about tonight would be, ask God, you know what? God, is there anything I'm putting too much pressure on myself about? Are there unrealistic expectations that I have? And what are they? What are these pressures? What is unrealistic? And the second thing would be, after you get an answer, really ask him, okay, how do I change my thinking? And really pray about it. Give your thoughts and takeaways in the comments below or in our group message. Love you guys. See you later.